What is going on, guys? My type 6 and welcome back to another Listverse lists video. I'm doing this on Thursday instead of Tuesday, like I said in my Formula 1 video. I'm going to be doing them Tuesdays. But Tuesdays, my FIFA videos took long to upload, so I'm going to go on this one this time. We're doing 10 true origins of myths and legends. Let's do this. Number 10, the Delphic Oracle. Over 2,500 years ago, people travelled from all over Greece to hear the advice and prophecies of the god Apollo, uttered by his priestess at the Oracle of Delphi. The advice came out in ambiguous words that had to be interpreted by the listener with the help of assistant priests employed to explain what the priestess's strange ramblings actually meant. These tales of feverish trances and bizarre ramblings may appear too strange to contain any truth, but a team of scientists discovered something very interesting when they investigated the ancient site at Delphi. A geologist studying the rocks found oily limestone under the ruined temple. The temple itself was built over a fault in the rocks, which meant that they could be around and they heat up when they did. They see loud gas escape from limestone, travel up to the gap in the rocks, and rise to the surface, where the priestess was sitting in her windowless room. A chemist found evidence of ethylene, a gas which can make people feel confused and out of touch with the real world when they breathe in. This records the trance-like states and confused speech of the priestess as she sat above the crack in the rocks, breathing in the fumes. Number 9, zombies. Most of the population of Haiti is descended from African slaves, and many people follow voodoo, which is based on the religions of West Africa. In voodoo, a zombie is a dead person brought back to life by a priest called a bokor. These walking dead have no free will and must obey their masters, who force them to work as slaves, toiling on farms from sunrise to sunset. No one outside of Haitians took these tales of zombies seriously until one actually appeared. Clavius Narcisse had been dead for almost 20 years when he suddenly reappeared. He claimed that a bokor had drugged him so that everyone thought he was dead, before digging him up out of the soil and putting him to work as a slave on a farm. Hearing the story, Dr. Wade Davis travelled to Haiti to investigate. He learned that the bokors use a substance called zombie powder, which he analysed and found to contain poisonous pufferfish and the skin of poisoned toads. He believes that these substances make victims appear dead with hardly any breath or heartbeat. The victims are dug up after burial and given other dangerous drugs to confuse them and make them forget who they are. 8. The Mummy's Curse. Archaeologist Howard Carter became world famous after discovering Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings in 1922. However, one by one, people involved in the discovery came to an untimely end. First, Lord Carnarvon, who funded the trip, died in Cairo after being bitten by a mosquito, as he did the lives of the city without. Other deaths followed. A scientist who excavated the mummy died of an illness. A member of the excavation died of poisoning, and the visitor called Minion died after going to the tomb. This may seem like strong evidence that the mummy's curse had been unleashed, but it was all driven by a press desperate for stories about one of the greatest discoveries of all time. They pounced on the idea of a curse. A few people might have died, but many people who were involved in the discovery. The numbers that died were no more than to be unexpected. In fact, the person that should have been the most obvious target of such a curse, discoverer Howard Carter, lived on for many years, dying at 64. Age 64. The Trojan Horse. The Greeks spent 10 fruitless years attempting to conquer the city of Troy before coming up with the idea of building a giant wooden horse, filling it with soldiers, and leaving it outside the gates of the city. Once the Trojans took it inside the city walls, the Greek soldiers waited until nightfall for sneaking out the horse. They opened the city gates and allowed the first soldiers to charge inside and finally conquer Troy. This tale, first brought to us by Homer's Odyssey, is too bizarre to be true. However, the Greeks did use huge wooden siege weapons engines to attack cities, and these were sometimes covered with damp horse hides to stop them from catching on fire. 6. The Phoenix. In ancient Egypt, the phoenix was a legendary firebird that with beautiful red plumage. Each time this magical bird grew old and died, it was consumed in flames, and its own ashes was reborn as a young phoenix. The strange myth could have been brought back by travelers in East Africa who still came across the habitat of the flamingo. These striking and red and pink birds in the lakes, which can completely evaporate in summer, live in nothing more than a dry, dusty landscape. When thousands upon thousands of feminine offspring chicks march out of the dry nesting grounds in the center of the lake to find food and water, a huge cloud of dust was thrown up, and the legend of the chicks appearing from fire began. The story of Atlantis continues to fascinate us over 2,000 years after first appearing in the writings of Plato, which tell us of a wondrous civilization destroyed when it sank under the ocean. Atlantis was a kingdom comprised of lush islands, with a huge capital city on the central one. Plato was not a historian and never intended to write a factual account. He was more interested in the moral of the tale. However, there are numerous examples of second towns around the Mediterranean, and it is possible that the legend is based on fact. For example, about 3,600 years ago, there was a huge volcanic eruption on the Mediterranean island of Santorini. Whether this is linked to the myth of Atlantis or not, it is well known that there are numerous sunken cities in the Mediterranean, from the shores of Greece and Italy to Egypt and Israel. To find Dutchman. Sailors are superstitious at the best of times, and nothing sent a chill down the spines of mariners more than the sighting of the Flying Dutchman. This ghostly vessel was doomed to sail the oceans forever, and it spelled disaster for the sail ship and essentially crew hovered with the waves. It is believed that the cause of these silence could be a special type of mirage called Fata Morgana. These occur when there is a layer of cold, dense air near sea level with warmer air above. This can cause light rays to be bent and make objects appear high in the air. A ship sailing on the sea could therefore be projected into the air, creating a hasty ghost image of itself. Vampires. Fangs avoiding sunlight, aversion to garlic, it can only be one thing: a vampire. Unless someone suffering from porphyria disease, a rare blood disease. People with this disease display symptoms such as skin sensitivity to sunlight. The skin is disfigured by the glands daytime, and they can also have a bad reaction to garlic, which can cause extreme pain. Another symptom of the disease is that the sufferer's gums shrink and the lips pull back, making the teeth protrude in a frightening, frown-like manner. People suffering from porphyria do not drink blood, but the urine is a purplish red colour. This may lead people to believe that they have been drinking blood. Although it is a rare disease, porphyria was prevalent among the European nobility, which may explain why the vampire's castle came to be a place of dread to the raiders of Central Europe. Willow the Wisp. In England, many a weary nighttime traveller has been startled by the sight of a willow the Wisp, an eerie ghost like that hovers in the air and lures the overly coast away from its sailors past their doom in the darkness of the waiting bogs and swamps. Although this sounds like a fanciful tale to be told in roadside inns by weary travellers resting around the roaring log fire, Willow the Wisps are very real and can be seen. The strange flame-like phosphorescence is actually caused by the gases released by decaying plants in marshy areas. Phosphorescence. These plants release highly combustible methane as well as other gases which can spontaneously combust. And number 1, Amazon warriors. The Greek legends are full of stories of a heroic race of warrior women, the Amazons. They fought for the Trojans during the Trojan War, attacked Athens during the Attic War, and even founded the city of of Ephesus. Each of these fierce warriors procreated with a neighboring tribe, giving any resulting baby girls and getting rid of the boys. The legends are full of appeal, and Greek poetry is awash with images of scantily clad Amazon warriors. However, until recently, nobody took this story seriously. That is, that is not until archaeologists in Russia just uncovered the graves of a group of women buried with weapons and showing combat injuries. The skeletons of the women also showed them to be initially too for the time. These warrior women of the Russian steppes were a starting sight to the Greeks who encountered them. I think that's right, steppes? I don't know. But anyway, if you guys like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, my second channel, click the notifications bell on both the besides the side button on both the channels, but on both of the channels, so you get first notice when my videos come up. And peace.